So one of the things that many fathers have complained about is their inability to shift from work to home without carrying all that baggage from work. So I want you to think about the five senses. And here's something that you can start doing in just 3 minutes, and it works. I've tested it out on my own husband, and it has worked. We have 7 actual senses. We'll talk about that in another video. But for this video, I want you to think 5 senses. So let's say you are working outside the home and you're coming back home and you're really worried about this project that's coming up tomorrow, or a business deal, or a client, whatever. The worries are endless. I want you to take the 3 minutes in your car before you enter the house to think about, in the first minute, what are my 5 senses and what do they need? So think about your sight. Take a look at something, ideally not a screen, guys. Or even have an eye mask in your car where you cover your eyes completely, if that helps to calm down the nervous system. Because what's happening is you're on sensory overload. Not only are our senses taking in all of that information, but also what's happening is that our brain is working overtime. So if your brain is working overtime to process all the sensory inputs that are coming in, but it's also working overtime because you're worried, so your amygdala is all activated, it's not going to be able to calm down, and you're definitely not going to be in a good mood when you get into that house. And you won't be anybody's favorite. And you won't even be in the mood for yourself to enjoy anybody or handle anything coming your way. So, sight. Do you want to cover your eyes? Do you want to look at something pleasant? Maybe you want to sit and look at nature. That really calms the brain down. Smell. One of the things that is supremely important is our sense of smell. It could even be the smell of a burger. That's why sometimes we overeat. I'm just saying. But no, seriously. Think about a smell that makes you feel good. So if you like the smell of cake, for example, you can get a vanilla scented essential oil and put a little bit of it on your wrist, or even just on the top of your hand, just for that purpose of calming down. The third thing, touch. Is there something that calms you down? Some people really like the feeling of a stress ball, that ability to kind of squish something, that squishy feeling. Some people like satiny feelings. So keep something with you in your sensory kit that will help you calm down. Or maybe you just don't want to touch anything. You're all touched out. That's fine. Number 4, taste. Maybe you feel like putting a piece of gum in your mouth that tastes like bubble gum because it reminds you of being a kid and being carefree. Do whatever it takes to combine the 5 senses in a way that will help you calm down and disconnect from the very big worries that are taking over your life. And finally, sound. And here's where I come in. I want you to close your eyes, or if you want to keep them open, some people are uncomfortable with closing them. But I want you to focus on what I'm saying. Before you enter your home, I want you to think and imagine this big, strong tree just outside your front door. It's a very sturdy tree, and it's full of wisdom and strength. And on that tree, I want you to imagine that you could pull out one worry at a time and yank them out and place them on that tree. The tree will hold on to those worries for you, and you won't have to take them in with you for a few minutes at least. When you are ready to take those back on, you can, but you may find you don't want to. These visualization techniques are super important, and they don't take time. You can connect with your children or your family or yourself. In 3 minutes, you can unburden yourself from all that noise that is taking over your life and get back into your body and get back into nature and connect with yourself and maybe connect with your family in a healthier way. You will age a lot slower, and you may even come up with a new idea or a solution for whatever it is that you've been worrying about. So that's today's video on how to deal with your mindset, how to switch gears from one place to the next. This also applies for when you're dealing with your kids. If you're finding yourself being triggered, think back 5 senses. Can I have a visual reminder? Maybe it's a cute picture of my kid when they were innocent and sweet and didn't annoy me all the time. A scent that makes me feel good, like home cooking, maybe the scent of cinnamon because you like pie. The sounds. Maybe you just need to put your noise-canceling headphones on so that you don't hear anything, and that's okay. The taste. Put something in your mouth, but don't let this lead into a whole bunch of binging and purging. And of course, the touch. Sometimes when you grab your kid for a hug, instead of yelling at them, you both might feel better. Or grab your wife and give her a kiss because she's missing you too.